You took my seats for the Minecraft movie? Okay. My 7-year-old spent the whole year waiting for the Minecraft movie. He had April 4th circled on the calendar in red marker. But I bought tickets for the early showing on Thursday the 3rd. The plan was me and his 2 sisters would pull him out of school early and surprise him. He had no idea. I bought 5 tickets a week before. F row, dead center. I always pick F row at our theater because it's the first row in a section. No one sits in front of my kids. They can kick seats, talk, go to the bathroom without climbing over people. Perfect spot. We got there 15 minutes early. I was carrying popcorn buckets. The kids were buzzing with energy. We walked down to F row and every single seat was taken. Some huge family spread across the entire row. Had to be like 12 people. I walked up to this older woman sitting right in our spot. Hey, I think you're in our seats. I pulled out my phone, showed her the receipt. Theater 3, F row, seats 8 through 12. She barely looked at it. No, we bought these seats too. She waved her phone at me but didn't actually show me anything. I stood there for a second. My son was tugging my sleeve asking what was wrong. His sisters were getting antsy. I walked back out to the lobby and grabbed this skinny usher kid who looked about 17. Told him the situation. We walked back in together. The woman started fumbling with her phone, making a big show of scrolling through something. The usher just stood there looking lost. Maybe you could sit in G row? He suggested. The woman didn't show him her ticket either. Just kept saying, "We have these seats," over and over. The usher looked at me like he wanted this to be over. It was a Thursday afternoon showing. Theater was basically empty except for us and them. My kids could tell something was off. My son's face was starting to fall. I made a choice. Fine, we'll take G row. I smiled at the woman. She looked surprised I gave up that easy. We settled into G row right behind them. I passed out the popcorn, gave the kids their candy. Then I leaned over to my son. Hey, buddy, you can be as loud as you want today. Laugh at all the jokes, talk about what's happening, have fun. His eyes got wide. Usually I'm the parent who shushes them. The movie started. My kids went wild. Every time a creeper showed up, my son would yell, "Creeper!" His sisters would laugh and repeat it. They put their feet up on the seats in front of them, started kicking a little bit. The woman in front turned around twice in the first 10 minutes. I just shrugged at her, smiled even. My middle daughter spilled some popcorn. I didn't care. She kicked the seat trying to get comfortable. The guy in front of her glared back. I shrugged again. 20 minutes in, my son started doing full commentary. "Oh man, Steve's gonna build something. That's so cool. Did you see that pig?" The family in front kept shifting around, clearly annoyed. One of their teenagers turned around fully and stared at us. I stared back. Didn't say a word. My kids were having the time of their lives. They weren't even being that bad. Just normal, excited kids at a movie they'd waited a year for. But in an empty theater, every sound echoed. The woman who took our seats turned around again 40 minutes in. "Could you please keep them quiet?" I smiled. "They're just excited about the movie. It's for kids, you know." She huffed and turned back around. My son kept going. His sisters joined in. They weren't screaming or anything, just being loud kids. Every seat kick, every "whoa, that's awesome," every laugh, I let it happen. The movie ended. The family stood up fast and rushed out. Absolute mess of popcorn buckets and candy wrappers everywhere. My kids were still buzzing about their favorite parts when the usher walked up to me in the lobby. "Sir, I need to talk to you about something." I turned to face him. He looked nervous. "That family you had the issue with? They complained to the manager, said your kids ruined their experience." He paused. "Manager wants to see you. She's pulling the security footage right now." My son tugged my hand. "Dad, are we in trouble?" The usher glanced at the manager's office door. "She's in there now watching the recording. Says she's been dealing with complaints about seat stealers for months, but could never prove anything." He looked at me. "You still have that receipt showing your seats?" I pulled my phone back out. "Yeah, I do." The usher nodded. "Good. Wait here a sec." He walked toward the office, knocked twice, and disappeared inside. My oldest daughter, Kayla, crossed her arms. "What's happening?" "Just sorting something out," I said. My son Bennett was still clutching his Minecraft poster they'd handed out after the movie. His face had gone from excited to worried. The manager came out 3 minutes later. She was maybe 40, wearing a theater polo with her name tag that said Valerie. Behind her, the usher followed, and behind him came the older woman from F row. Her whole family was clustered near the entrance looking pissed. Valerie walked straight to me. "Mr. Corden, Tate Corden. Mr. Corden, I understand there was an issue with seating?" She had this professional voice, the kind that didn't give anything away. "There was," I said. "I bought tickets for F row, seats 8 through 12. When we got there, another group was sitting in them. The older woman stepped forward. We had those seats. I showed my tickets. You waved your phone, I said. You never actually showed anyone the screen. Valerie held up a hand. Let me see both receipts, please. I pulled mine up. Theater 3, F row, seats 8 through 12, purchased March 27th, confirmation number and everything. The woman fumbled with her phone. Took her about 30 seconds. When she finally turned it around, Valerie leaned in close. Her expression changed immediately. Ma'am, this shows F row, seats 13 through 24. Dead silence. The woman's face went red. That can't be right. I specifically chose— You chose the wrong seats, Valerie said flatly. Mr. Corden's receipt clearly shows 8 through 12. You were sitting in his assigned spots. One of the teenagers in the woman's group muttered something. The woman spun around. Don't start, Trevor. Valerie looked at me. I'm very sorry for the confusion, Mr. Corden. This shouldn't have happened. Then she turned to the woman. Ma'am, I need you to come to my office. There's a matter we need to discuss regarding your complaint. The woman's face went from red to pale. What complaint? The one you filed 15 minutes ago claiming Mr. Corden's children were deliberately disruptive and that we should refund your tickets and ban his family from the theater. My eyebrows shot up. Ban us? The woman started backpedaling. Well, they were loud. Very loud. It ruined our experience. Valerie's expression didn't change. Ma'am, I've reviewed the footage. Your group was sitting in the wrong seats, refused to move when confronted with proof, and forced another family to relocate. Then you filed a complaint about the family you displaced. We need to talk. In private. The woman looked at her family. None of them would meet her eyes. She followed Valerie into the office. The door closed. The usher looked at me. Sorry about all that. She's been a problem before. Tried the same thing 2 weeks ago with a couple on date night. Why didn't you back me up earlier? I asked. He shifted his weight. Honestly, I'm new. 3 weeks on the job. I didn't know what to do. When she filed that complaint, Valerie pulled the footage and saw everything. She's been trying to catch people doing this for a while. Your situation finally gave her proof. Bennett pulled my hand. Dad, can we go home now? Yeah, buddy. Let's go. We were walking toward the exit when Valerie's office door opened. The woman came out looking like she'd been crying. Valerie followed her. Mr. Corden, one moment, please. I stopped. The kids clustered around me. Valerie walked over. I want to apologize again for what happened. We're implementing a new policy starting next week where ushers will check physical tickets before seating. This shouldn't have happened. It's fine, I said. We still enjoyed the movie. I'd like to offer you 5 complimentary tickets to any future showing. And she glanced back at the woman who was standing by her family looking miserable. That customer has been banned from our theater chain. We have a zero-tolerance policy for fraud and harassment. The woman's mouth dropped open. You can't be serious. I am, Valerie said. You deliberately took seats that weren't yours, refused to provide proof when questioned, and then filed a false complaint trying to get an innocent family banned. That's not acceptable. One of the teenagers, Trevor, actually laughed. Told you this would happen, Grandma. The grandmother turned on him. Shut your mouth! No, Trevor said. You do this everywhere. Movies, restaurants, concerts. You always think you're entitled to whatever you want. I'm tired of it. The rest of the family started shifting uncomfortably. Another teenager pulled out her phone. The grandmother noticed. Yelena, don't you dare. Yelena kept her phone up. I'm texting Mom. She needs to know what you did. The grandmother looked at Valerie. This is ridiculous. Over some seats? Over theft and harassment, Valerie corrected. Your membership is terminated effective immediately. Please leave the premises. The family started walking toward the exit. Trevor hung back for a second. He looked at Bennett. Sorry about your movie, kid. My grandma's kind of a nightmare. Then he followed his family out. Valerie handed me a card. Those comp tickets will be loaded to your account within 24 hours. Again, I apologize for the experience. Thanks, I said. We walked to the car. Bennett was quiet the whole way. When we got in, he finally spoke. Dad, are we really banned? No, buddy. We're not banned. That lady is. Good, he said. Because I want to see it again. Kayla laughed from the back seat. Of course you do. My middle daughter, Piper, was already half asleep. It was past 4 and she'd been up since 6 for school. I drove home thinking the whole thing was over. It wasn't. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls, all from the same number. I didn't recognize it. There were also 12 text messages. I read the first one. This is Bethany Pryor. You got my mother banned from her favorite theater and humiliated our family. We need to talk. I stared at the phone. Bethany Pryor. Must be the grandmother's daughter. Trevor and Yelena's mom. The other messages were similar, demanding I call her, saying I'd destroyed her mother's reputation. One message said I should be ashamed for teaching my kids to be disrespectful. I didn't respond. Deleted them all. 2 hours later, my doorbell rang. I opened it to find a woman in her mid-40s standing there. She had the same sharp nose as the grandmother. "Are you Tate Corden?" "Who's asking?" "Bethany Pryor. We need to talk about what you did to my mother yesterday." I almost laughed. "What I did? Your mother stole our seats and then tried to get us banned when we didn't leave quietly." "That's not what happened," Bethany said. "My mother made an honest mistake. You could have handled it better. Instead, you let your kids act like animals and then got her permanently banned from every theater in the chain. Your mother refused to move when I showed her proof. She refused to show anyone her actual ticket. Then she filed a false complaint. That's not an honest mistake." Bethany's face was turning red. "She's 72 years old. She was confused. You should have been more understanding." "She wasn't confused," I said. "She knew exactly what she was doing. Your son Trevor even said she pulls this stuff all the time." Bethany flinched at that. "Trevor is 16 and thinks he knows everything. He doesn't understand the situation." "I think he understands perfectly. My mother is humiliated," Bethany said. "She can't show her face at that theater anymore. Do you know how often she goes there? Twice a week. It's her main social outlet. Should have thought about that before stealing seats. She didn't steal anything. It was a mistake." I was done with this conversation. "Look, your mother made her choices. The theater made theirs. I'm not getting involved. Please leave my property." "This isn't over," Bethany said. "You haven't heard the last from us." She walked back to her car, a silver SUV with a dent in the passenger door. She sat there for a minute making a phone call before driving off. Bennett came downstairs. "Who was that?" "Nobody important," I said. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. That afternoon, I got a call from the theater. It was Valerie. "Mr. Corden, I wanted to give you a heads up. The woman from yesterday, Mrs. Pryor, showed up with her daughter demanding to speak to my manager. They're threatening legal action." "Legal action for what?" "Defamation, harassment, emotional distress. The daughter claims you filmed them without permission and posted it online to humiliate them." "I didn't film anything." "I know. I checked our footage again. Your phone stayed in your pocket the entire time, but they're making the claim anyway. My district manager told them we have the full security footage and will provide it to any court if needed. They left after that." "Are they going to sue?" "Probably not. It's empty threats. But I wanted you to know in case they contact you directly." "They already did. The daughter showed up at my house this morning." Valerie went quiet. "She came to your house?" "Yeah." "Mr. Corden, that's harassment. You might want to consider filing a report." "I'll think about it," I said. I didn't file anything. Figured it would blow over. I was wrong again. 2 days later, Bennett came home from school crying. Kayla was with him, looking furious. "Dad, something happened," Kayla said. I knelt down next to Bennett. "What's wrong, bud?" He wiped his eyes. "Trevor's in my grade. He's been telling everyone I'm a liar, and my dad got his grandma in trouble for no reason." My stomach dropped. "Trevor goes to your school?" "He transferred this semester," Kayla said. "He's been spreading stories all day, saying Bennett's family are troublemakers and we should be avoided. Some kids are believing him." I felt my jaw tighten. "Did you talk to a teacher?" "We told Mrs. Pemberton," Bennett said. "She said kids will be kids and we should try to work it out ourselves." Of course she did. "It's fine," I said. "Trevor's just mad because his grandma got caught. The truth will come out." But it didn't work that way. Kids believe whatever story they hear first. By the end of the week, Bennett was eating lunch alone. Kayla's friends were still talking to her, but she said it was getting weird. I called the school, asked to speak with the principal, Mr. Danvers. Got transferred to his secretary, who said he was in meetings all day. Left a message. Never got a call back. Meanwhile, the texts from Bethany kept coming. She'd switched tactics. Now she was pretending to be reasonable. "I think we got off on the wrong foot. Can we meet to discuss this like adults? My mother is willing to apologize if you'll talk to the theater about lifting her ban. The kids shouldn't suffer because of adult problems. Can we find a solution?" I didn't respond to any of them. Then something weird happened. I started seeing reviews online about the theater. 1-star reviews, all posted in the last 3 days, all complaining about rude staff and unfair policies. The reviewers had names like Concerned Customer 2024 and Theatergoer 1977 and Fairness Matters. Obvious fake accounts. One review specifically mentioned Valerie by name. Manager was incredibly rude and banned my elderly mother without cause. Terrible customer service. Would give 0 stars if I could. I called the theater again. Different person answered. I asked for Valerie. "She's not in today. Can someone else help you?" "When will she be back?" "I'm not sure. Is there something I can help with?" I hung up and texted her directly. She responded an hour later. "Taking some personal time. The corporate office got flooded with complaints about the incident. They're doing an investigation. I'm not in trouble, but they asked me to step back while they review everything. Should be resolved soon. I stared at the message. Bethany and her mother were going after Valerie's job. The next day, I got an email from someone named Vincent Pryor. Subject line, legal notice. I opened it. Mr. Corden, I am writing to inform you that you have defamed and harassed my mother-in-law, Lorraine Pryor, and my wife, Bethany Pryor. Your actions at the theater on April 3rd were deliberately provocative, and your children's behavior was coached to create a hostile environment. We are prepared to pursue legal action if you do not issue a public apology and work with us to reverse the unjust ban on Mrs. Lorraine Pryor. You have 48 hours to respond. Vincent Pryor, attorney at law. I Googled Vincent Pryor. He was a real attorney. Did personal injury law mostly. Car accidents, slip and falls. Nothing about defamation or harassment. I called my own lawyer. Guy named Leo Birch, who'd helped me with my divorce 3 years ago. Explained the situation. Leo laughed. They've got nothing. Sounds like they're trying to scare you into backing down. What should I do? Ignore it. If they actually file something, let me know. But this is amateur hour. No real attorney would send a threat like this over an email, especially not about something this flimsy. His email says he's an attorney. And I'm a lawyer, but that doesn't mean I send legal threats to people over movie theater drama. He's doing this as a favor to his wife. It's not going anywhere. I felt better after that call, but the school situation was getting worse. Bennett came home the following Monday with a note from the principal. Mr. Danvers wanted to meet with me, Tuesday morning before school started. I showed up at 8. Mr. Danvers was waiting in his office. He was maybe 55, thin hair combed over a bald spot, glasses sliding down his nose. Mr. Corden, thanks for coming in. What's this about? We've had some concerns raised about your son's behavior. Apparently, there was an incident at a movie theater last week that spilled over into the school environment. I felt my temperature rising. My son's behavior? He didn't do anything wrong. I've heard there was some kind of confrontation with another student's family. Trevor Pryor's grandmother was involved. His grandmother stole our movie theater seats and then tried to get us banned when we didn't leave. The theater reviewed footage and banned her, not us. Mr. Danvers adjusted his glasses. I understand that's your version, but it's not a version. It's what happened. The theater has security footage. The Pryor family has filed a complaint with the school board. They're claiming your son is spreading malicious rumors about Trevor's grandmother and creating a hostile environment for Trevor. I almost laughed. Are you serious? Trevor's the one spreading lies about Bennett. My kid is eating lunch alone because of what Trevor's been saying. I've spoken with Trevor. He says he was simply defending his grandmother's reputation. By lying about my son, Mr. Danvers sighed. I'm trying to keep this from escalating further. The best solution would be for the boys to avoid each other and let this blow over. Bennett's not the problem here. Mr. Corden, I need you to work with me. If this continues, I may have to take disciplinary action. Against my son? For what? For contributing to a disruptive environment. I stood up. You know what? Do whatever you want. But if you punish my kid for something he didn't do, I'll be contacting my lawyer, and the school board, and every news outlet in the area. You're being played by a family of scammers, and you're too lazy to look into it. Mr. Danvers' face went hard. Mr. Corden, that's not appropriate. Neither is threatening my son with discipline because you don't want to deal with a difficult parent. We're done here. I walked out. My hands were shaking. When I got home, I called Leo again. Explained what happened at the school. Did he specifically threaten to discipline Bennett? He said he might have to take action if things continued. That's vague enough that he can deny it later. But document everything. Dates, times, what was said. If they actually do anything to Bennett, we can respond. For now, keep your head down. I'm tired of keeping my head down. I know. But trust me, you don't want to give them ammunition. Let them keep making mistakes. That night, I sat Bennett down. Hey, bud, I need to tell you something. This situation with Trevor and his family might get worse before it gets better. But you didn't do anything wrong, okay? I need you to remember that. He nodded. His eyes were wet. If anyone asks you about what happened at the theater, tell them the truth. We had tickets for specific seats. Another family was sitting there. They wouldn't move. The theater looked at the tickets and footage and decided to ban that family. That's it. That's all you need to say. What if they don't believe me? Then that's their problem, not yours. Kayla was listening from the hallway. She came in. Dad, this is getting out of control. I know. What are we going to do? We're going to keep telling the truth and let everyone else sort themselves out. It sounded good when I said it. I wasn't sure I believed it. The next week, things went nuclear. I got a call from Valerie at the theater. Mr. Corden, I wanted to let you know I've been suspended pending the investigation. Corporate got over 200 complaints about how I handled the situation. They're reviewing everything. 200? Most are obviously fake. Same language posted within hours of each other, but corporate has to treat them seriously. I'm sorry, I said. It's not your fault, but I need to tell you something else. Mrs. Pryor hired a lawyer, a real one this time, not her son-in-law. They're threatening to sue the theater chain for discrimination and wrongful ban. They're claiming she was targeted because of her age. That's insane. I know, but the lawyer sent a demand letter. Corporate is taking it seriously because of all the negative publicity. They're considering lifting her ban to make this go away. I felt sick. After everything? They care more about bad press than doing the right thing. I thought you should know. What about you? I'll probably be reassigned. Different location, maybe a demotion. Haven't decided if I'm going to fight it or just quit. We hung up. I sat on my couch, staring at nothing. Bennett had already told me his teacher, Mrs. Pemberton, moved his seat in class. Put him in the back corner by himself. Said it was to reduce conflict, but everyone knew why. Trevor sat in the front row now, surrounded by his friends. Kayla said kids were asking her weird questions about our family. Is your dad really aggressive? Did you guys actually get kicked out of the theater? Why is your brother causing drama? Piper was too young to understand most of it. She just knew Bennett was sad and asked me every night if he was okay. I was running out of patience. These people were ruining my kid's life over movie theater seats. Then I got a message from an unknown number. Not Bethany this time. Someone new. Mr. Corden, my name is Yelena Pryor. I'm Trevor's sister. Can we talk? I stared at the message. Yelena was the teenager who'd pulled out her phone to text her mom during the theater confrontation. I typed back. About what? Her response came fast. About what my grandmother and mom are doing. I think it's wrong. I want to help. I called Leo before responding. Should I talk to her? Be careful, he said. Could be a setup. But if she's genuinely offering information, it might be useful. Record the conversation if she agrees. I texted back. Can we meet in public? Coffee shop? Yes. Tomorrow after school? There's a Starbucks on Maple near the Target. Okay, 3:30. The next afternoon, I showed up early. Got a table in the back corner. Yelena arrived at 3:25. She was 16, maybe 17, wearing a school hoodie and jeans. She looked nervous. I stood up. Yelena? Yeah. She sat down. Thanks for meeting me. What did you want to talk about? She glanced around like she was making sure no one was watching. My grandmother and my mom are lying about what happened at the theater. I was there. I saw everything. I know. They've been telling everyone you and your kids were horrible, that your kids attacked us or something. That's not what happened. You were calm. Your kids were just being kids. My grandmother was in the wrong seats and wouldn't admit it. Why are you telling me this? Because my grandmother does this everywhere. Restaurants, stores, movies. She thinks rules don't apply to her. My mom enables it. I'm sick of it. She pulled out her phone. I recorded the whole thing. The confrontation in the theater, the manager's office, everything. I've been holding on to it because I wasn't sure what to do. My heart started pounding. You recorded it? Yeah. My phone was in my pocket recording audio. I do it sometimes when I know my grandmother's going to cause a scene. For my own protection. Can I hear it? She unlocked her phone and pulled up a file. Hit play. It was everything. The conversation in the theater, the woman refusing to show her ticket, Valerie explaining the ban, all of it. Crystal clear audio. This could help my case, I said. That's why I'm here. My mom threatened to take away my car if I don't back up their story. But I'm not doing it. What they're doing is wrong. They're hurting that theater manager. They're hurting your kid at school. It needs to stop. Why now? Because yesterday, my mom asked me to write a statement saying your son threatened Trevor at school. That didn't happen. I'm done lying for them. I looked at this kid sitting across from me, risking her relationship with her family to do the right thing. Can you send me that recording? Already did. Check your email. I pulled out my phone. There it was. 47 minutes of audio from the theater. Thank you, I said. There's something else. She leaned forward. My mom and grandmother are planning to sue you personally, not just the theater. They talked about it last night at dinner. They think if they make enough noise, you'll settle to make it go away. I'm not settling. Good. They need to face consequences for once. She stood up. I should go. If they find out I met with you, things will get bad at home. Will you be okay? She shrugged. I'm 18 in 4 months. Then I'm gone anyway. College in another state. They can't touch me after that. If you need anything, I know. Thanks. She left. I sat there with my coffee going cold, listening to the recording again. It was perfect. Clear voices, timestamps, everything. I sent it to Leo immediately. He called back 10 minutes later. This is gold. If they sue, this torpedoes their entire case. If the theater's fighting the ban reversal, this supports their decision completely. What should I do with it? Keep it safe. Don't post it anywhere. Don't share it except with attorneys or authorities if needed. This is your insurance policy. That night, I felt like I could breathe for the first time in 2 weeks. I had proof. Real, documented proof of what happened. But the situation at school was still a disaster. Bennett came home Friday with another note, this time from the school counselor. They wanted to discuss conflict resolution strategies. I called the counselor's office, got her voicemail, left a message saying I'd be happy to discuss conflict resolution as soon as the school addressed Trevor Pryor's lies about my son. Never got a call back. The weekend was quiet. Then Monday morning, everything exploded. I got a call from Leo at 7 in the morning. Have you seen the news? No, why? Check the local station's website. There's a story about the theater situation. I pulled it up on my laptop. The headline read, "Local theater faces discrimination lawsuit after banning elderly customer." The article made it sound like the theater had targeted Lorraine Pryor without cause. Quoted Bethany saying her mother was humiliated and traumatized. Mentioned the theater's hostile manager and aggressive policy enforcement. There was no mention of stolen seats. No mention of the false complaint. Just a sympathetic story about an old woman victimized by corporate policy. The comment section was already filling up with people supporting the Pryors. This is terrible. How dare they treat an elderly woman this way? I'm never going to this theater again. They're controlling the narrative, Leo said. This is a hit piece designed to pressure the theater into settling. What do we do? Nothing yet. Let them keep talking. The more they embellish, the worse it looks when the truth comes out. When does the truth come out? When they sue. If they sue. Because then everything becomes evidence. The security footage, Yelena's recording, all of it. And they know that. This might be their last gasp before backing down. But it didn't feel like backing down. It felt like an attack. That afternoon, Bennett came home early. Kayla was with him. They both looked upset. They sent us home, Kayla said. What? Why? Trevor showed up with his mom, Bethany Pryor. She went to the principal's office and demanded a meeting. Started yelling about how we were harassing Trevor and making him feel unsafe. I felt my blood pressure spike. She went to the school? Yeah. Mrs. Pemberton came and got us out of class. Took us to Mr. Danvers' office. Bethany was there screaming about how you're a bully and we're being raised to be bullies and the school needs to protect Trevor from us. What did Mr. Danvers say? Bennett spoke up. He said we should stay home tomorrow while they investigate. Kayla tried to tell them what really happened, but they wouldn't listen. We're suspended? I couldn't believe it. Not officially, Kayla said. He called it a cooling-off period. Said you'll get a call later today. The call came at 4. Mr. Danvers used his principal voice. Calm, measured, condescending. Mr. Corden, I wanted to follow up on today's incident. You mean the incident where Bethany Pryor came to school and lied about my kids? Mrs. Pryor had legitimate concerns about her son's safety. Based on what? Made-up stories? I understand you're upset, but we need to take all complaints seriously. I've decided to keep Bennett and Kayla home for the rest of the week while we investigate. You're suspending them without cause. It's not a suspension. It's a precautionary measure. Call it whatever you want. You're punishing my kids for something they didn't do. Mr. Corden, I need you to calm down. I am calm, but I'm also done playing nice. If my kids aren't back in school Monday with no marks on their records, I'm contacting a lawyer and the school board and every reporter who will listen. You're being manipulated by a family of scammers, and you're too incompetent to see it. Mr. Danvers' tone went cold. That's inappropriate. So is what you're doing to my kids. We're done. I hung up. My hands were shaking again. Leo called that evening after I'd explained everything. Okay, this just got serious. They're using the school system to harass you. That's a problem. What can I do? We file a complaint with the school board. Document everything, the timeline, what's been said, how your kids have been treated. Make it formal. Then we send a cease and desist letter to Bethany and her mother. Let them know if the harassment continues, you're pursuing legal action. Will that work? Maybe, maybe not. But it establishes a paper trail. And if they keep pushing, we have grounds to go after them. How much is this going to cost me? Don't worry about that yet. Let me draft the letters. We'll figure out the rest later. That week was hell. Bennett and Kayla stayed home. I tried to make it normal, gave them schoolwork to do, took them to the park, but they knew something was wrong. Piper asked me every day when her siblings were going back to school. I didn't have an answer. Thursday afternoon, I got an email from the school board. They'd received my complaint and would investigate. Expected timeline, 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. Bennett would be a pariah by then. His friends would forget him. His grades would tank. All because some entitled woman couldn't admit she was wrong. Friday morning, I woke up to my phone ringing. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Mr. Corden? This is Janet Holloway from Channel 7 News. I'm following up on the theater discrimination story. Do you have any comment? I sat up. How did you get this number? Public records. I understand you were involved in the incident. Would you be willing to share your side? My first instinct was to say no. Stay out of it. Let the lawyers handle everything. But then I thought about Valerie suspended from her job, Bennett eating lunch alone, Kayla's friends avoiding her, the fake reviews, the harassment, the lies. Yeah, I said. I'll talk. Great. Can we meet today? I'd like to get your statement for our evening broadcast. We met at a coffee shop at noon. Janet was maybe 35, professional, recording everything on her phone. She asked me to walk through what happened. I told her everything. The ticket receipts, the woman refusing to show proof, the false complaint, the theater's decision, the harassment afterward, the fake reviews, the school situation, all of it. Then I played her Yelena's recording. Her eyes went wide. You have audio of the entire incident? Yes. The woman's granddaughter recorded it. Can I use this? Yes. And the security footage from the theater? You'd have to get that from them. But I have the manager's contact information. I gave her Valerie's number. We talked for another hour. She took notes, asked follow-up questions, recorded more audio. When we finished, she looked at me. This is going to be a very different story than what aired Monday. Are you prepared for that? I'm prepared for the truth to come out. It might get ugly. It's already ugly. The story aired that evening at 6. I watched it with the kids. Janet's report was thorough. She showed the theater's seating chart, explained how the family was in the wrong seats, played excerpts from Yelena's recording, interviewed Valerie about the investigation and suspension. Then she played clips from Bethany's earlier interview, the sob story about her elderly mother, the claims of discrimination, and she contrasted them with the audio evidence of exactly what happened. The segment ended with Janet looking straight at the camera. Channel 7 reached out to the Pryor family for comment on these new developments. They declined to respond. My phone started buzzing immediately. Texts from friends who'd seen the story, calls from people I hadn't talked to in months, messages of support, but I knew this wasn't over. The Pryors weren't going to take this lying down. I was right. Saturday morning, I woke up to find my car keyed. Deep scratches along both sides. Liar carved into the driver's door. I called the police, filed a report. They said they'd look into it, but probably wouldn't find who did it. No cameras on my street. Leo called that afternoon. Did you see what I sent you? No what? Check your email. The Pryors' lawyer sent a response to our cease and desist. I opened it. 3 pages of legal language basically saying we had no grounds. They'd done nothing wrong. And if we continued to harass them, they'd sue us for defamation. It's toothless, Leo said. But it means they're not backing down. What's next? We wait. They either drop it or escalate. Either way, you've got public opinion on your side now. That matters. Monday morning, I got a call from Mr. Danvers. Mr. Corden, I've reviewed the situation. Bennett and Kayla can return to school tomorrow. What changed? The school board completed their preliminary review. They determined there wasn't sufficient evidence to support Mrs. Pryor's claims. So you're admitting you overreacted. Silence. We're allowing the children to return to class. I'd appreciate it if we could move forward from here. What about Trevor? Is he going to keep spreading lies? I've spoken with Trevor and his mother. They've been advised that further incidents will result in disciplinary action. I almost laughed. Advised. Not punished. Not apologized to. Just advised. Fine, I said. My kids will be there tomorrow. Bennett was nervous that morning. Kayla kept checking her phone like she expected bad news. I drove them to school, walked them to the entrance. You've got this. Remember, you didn't do anything wrong. Bennett nodded. Kayla squeezed my hand. I watched them go inside, then sat in my car for 20 minutes, making sure nobody dragged them back out. That afternoon, Bennett came home smiling for the first time in weeks. Dad, guess what? What? Trevor got moved to a different class. Mrs. Pemberton said it was to reduce conflict. He's not in any of my classes anymore. Kayla was smiling too. And people are actually talking to us again. Jenna said she saw the news story and felt bad for believing Trevor's lies. It wasn't everything, but it was something. The theater situation took longer to resolve. The corporate investigation dragged on for 6 weeks. Valerie stayed suspended the entire time. Then in early June, I got a call from her. It's over. The investigation concluded. I've been cleared and reinstated. That's great. And they're upholding Mrs. Pryor's ban. Corporate reviewed everything, the footage, the audio recording, all of it. They decided the ban was justified. Did they apologize to you? Sort of. Generic corporate statement about valuing their employees. No admission of wrongdoing. But I'm back at my original location with no demotion, so I'll take it. What about the lawsuit? Dropped. The Pryor family's lawyer withdrew the complaint last week, probably realized they'd lose badly if it went to court. I felt something unclench in my chest. So it's really over? Looks like it. The school year ended 2 weeks later. Bennett's grades recovered. Kayla made new friends. Piper finished first grade with perfect attendance. On the last day of school, I got an email from Mr. Danvers. A generic end-of-year message thanking parents for their cooperation. No mention of what happened. No apology. Just business as usual. I deleted it. Summer started quiet. We went to the community pool. Had barbecues with Stephen and his family. Bennett's birthday came and went. He wanted to go to the movies for his party. Are you sure? I asked. Yeah. I want to see the new Mario movie. And I want to sit in F row. We went back to the same theater. Valerie was working that day. She smiled when she saw us, gave us free upgrades to the premium seats. The kids loved it. No one stole our seats this time. In July, I got a message from Yelena. Hey, Mr. Corden, I wanted to let you know I'm moving out this week, going to college in Oregon. Thank you for not backing down. My mom and grandmother are still mad about everything, but Trevor told me he's glad the truth came out. He was tired of covering for them too. Hope you and your kids are doing well. I sent back a simple message. Good luck in Oregon. Thank you for doing the right thing. August came. School started again. Bennett was nervous the first day, but came home fine. Trevor was in a different class again. They didn't interact. By September, the whole thing felt like a distant memory. Sometimes Bennett would mention it, usually when something reminded him. But mostly, we'd moved on. I still had the recording saved in 3 different places, just in case. Leo said to keep it indefinitely. You never knew when people like the Pryors might resurface. But they didn't. Not that summer, not that fall. By the time winter rolled around, I started to believe it was actually over. Then in December, I got a call from the theater. Not Valerie this time, her district manager. Mr. Corden, I wanted to reach out personally. We've been tracking our customer service improvements since the incident in April. Your case became a training example for how to handle seat disputes. We've implemented new policies, better training for ushers, and a clearer escalation process. I wanted to thank you for your patience during that situation. I appreciate that. We'd also like to offer you a free year of our premium membership. Unlimited movies, concession discounts, priority seating. It's our way of apologizing for the initial mishandling. That's generous. Thank you. And Mr. Corden, Valerie wanted me to tell you she's being promoted to district manager herself, starting in January. She credits the way she handled your situation as part of why corporate chose her. I smiled. Tell her congratulations. Christmas came. The kids made me watch the Minecraft movie again at home. Bennett had seen it 4 times in theaters before it left, but he still wanted the Blu-ray. We watched it together, all 4 of us on the couch with popcorn, just like that first showing. Except this time, nobody stole our seats. Nobody filed false complaints. Nobody tried to ruin our lives over nothing. Just a dad and his kids, watching a movie about building blocks, exactly the way it should have been from the start. Some stories don't have clean endings. People don't always face consequences. Justice doesn't always win. But sometimes, if you stand your ground and tell the truth and refuse to be bullied, things work out okay. Not perfect, but okay. And that's enough.